Aloha and welcome to today's mini spirit chat session. Today I'm going to be talking about Lightworker signs. People wonder if they're a light worker. You might be wondering, are you a light worker? Before I get into that, I also want to talk about a little bit about what a light worker is versus a healer, because there's a little bit of a difference between the two. So light workers basically have a different type of contract than a healer, a birth contract. Before that they come down to earth, they actually have a contract to help heal people and the earth and the vibration of the planet. And a healer has a little bit of a different thing going on. They can be mostly traditional, they can be non-traditional healers. They can work more with not spiritual, physical based energy as well as the spiritual based energy. So they kind of do a combination of the physical and the spiritual. But you can also have healers who primarily work with physical based energy. They still want to help heal maybe people or animals and such like that. But light workers are also working with universal energy and the planetary existence as a whole, which encompasses people, places, and animals. So they kind of have made a contract to work with universal energy and help to heal, like I said, with universal energy. They don't work as much with physical energy and spiritual energy. So there's a little bit of a difference. Regular healers are a bit more grounded than a light worker. So how can you tell if you're a light worker? Well, there's some clear signs, and you most likely will know right away by listening to this podcast, or you might already know. So one of the signs, sign number one, is you don't seem to fit in very well here. You don't seem to fit in socially. You don't seem to fit in. You don't feel like you fit in. Not that you don't fit in, you can fit in. But in the core of your being and in your soul, you really don't feel like you fit here on earth. Not just in your family or in your job, just on earth in general. Something feels not right to you or off to your fitting in. It feels weird. You almost feel homesick, sort of. That again, it'll be something that you'll be like, oh my gosh, that makes total sense. Number two is light workers do not tend to like systems, or they do not tend to like to follow a crowd in, they don't tend to like government systems or, working systems if you're in corporate or whatever. They don't tend to like systems and structures that are put together by and put in place by other people or companies and whatnot. They have a hard time with that because light workers like to use universal energy and have a nice universal flow. And so they tend to work more outside the box. They resonate a lot more with non-traditional structures. They like to be, imagine them kind of like spiritual hippies. They like to be very free with the universal energy and spiritual energy that they're working with, and be able to free flow with their system. Number three, they have a desire to help and help all people. They really want to help people on a grand scale, though, socially, the world's social problems. They want to help with environmental problems. They really want to, they have the desire to help all people, all living creatures, all things, but more on a grand scale, more on a world problem, healing purpose. They want to really help heal as a whole, or help as a whole. They also have the desire to heal or feel a call, an internal call to heal others, just people in general. That's pretty self-explanatory. They just are drawn to really wanting to heal people. So you have the desire to help and help environmentally and help with world issues and then you have the desire to heal people on more of a one-on-one base, but a lot of times in group settings as well. Number 5, many light workers have had mystical type experiences or metaphysical type experiences that are not very well explained, or they feel that it's hard to explain to somebody, or even if they try to explain it to someone, it almost sounds unrealistic. Like, how, really, what? Like, so they tend to have mystical experiences or metaphysical experiences. They can be in one place and then find themselves in another place, almost like a time jump, where they lose track of time, but they're in one spot and now they're in another. That type of mystical experience. They can have other mystical experiences with, star people, or who they feel like are alien type creatures, and by creatures, they definitely have good relationships in a way that are more human than you would suspect, because a lot of times the aliens and different dimensional beings will come in more of a human form. So they tend to have these other experiences and psychic type phenomenons happening to them or around them, or they're just experiencing them, that they may want to tell somebody, they may not want to tell somebody, and even if you are experiencing something, it may not even be believable to tell somebody, so maybe you don't. The last sign and signal of a light worker is many light workers feel compelled to write and teach or talk about their healing experiences, or some of the knowledge that they have about, healing the world and healing your life. So they really are motivated to teach and talk about it or counsel other people on a grand scale, and they want to share their story. So hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, if you feel like you're a light worker, you'll definitely have an aha moment with those, especially with the not fitting in and the kind of feeling like you're more resonate with maybe another planet or another place, and you're kind of feeling sort of foreign here. Those definitely are light worker signs, and that is going to have you have an aha moment. It's not going to be like you're going to be on the fence wondering, am I a light worker still after this? You'll know from the things that I've talked about here. So have a wonderful day. Aloha.